Welcome to all of you. Today we will study next topic, lysosomes. So lysosomes, it is present in the plant cell as well as in the animal cell. So this small organelle, membrane bound organelle, and it is responsible for the degrading protein and membranes in the cell, and it is also helps in degrade material ingested by the cell. So these lysosomes, it is also known as bomb in the cell because it destroy cell debris or it degrade proteins, or it also helps in degrade foreign material ingested by the cell. So this lysosome, it consists of a hydrolytic enzyme. This hydrolytic enzyme plays an important role in the degrading material which is ingested by the cell. So it is also called as bomb in the cell, and it also helps in destroying foreign material which is ingested by the cell. Next one, peroxisomes. Peroxisomes, these are also called as microbodies because it is very small. These peroxisome produce and degrade hydrogen peroxide, a toxic compound that can be produced during metabolism, that is formation of product and breakdown of the product is called as metabolism, that is anabolism and catabolism, or during anabolic and catabolic activity. This peroxisome or microbodies helps in degrading hydrogen peroxide, a toxic compound that can be produced during metabolism of the cell. Next it is chloroplast. So chloroplast and mitochondria, these are the two cell organelle. These are double membrane bound structure. So this chloroplast, it is a double membrane containing stacked thylakoid membranes. So if you observe this structure of the chloroplast, you will find that this is three-dimensional structure of the chloroplast. If you observe this ultrastructure of the chloroplast, you will find that it consists of outer membrane, inner membrane, and inner to the inner membrane there is presence of matrix called as stroma, or also called as matrix. So this matrix, it consists of stacks of the coin, or there is arrangement of the grana in such a way they are placed on one above the other, and it form a stack of coin arrangement. It is known as grana. So if more than one it is present, it is called as grana, and if single it is present, then it is called as granum. So this grana, these are connected, these are the grana, these are connected with the help of thylakoid, with the help of the stroma lamellae, or it is also called as intergrana. So these grana, they are arranged one above the other like a stack of the coin. So up to 4 to 6 grana, they are arranged one above the other, and this grana or single granum, it consists of a membrane called as thylakoid membrane. So this thylakoid membrane it is situated in the inner to the granum, and this granum it consists of thylakoid membrane, and thylakoid membrane it is consists of quantazome units. So quantazome unit which helps in storing of solar energy inside this quantazome, and it is used during the process of photosynthesis. So process of photosynthesis it occurs in this granum. In granum there is thylakoid membrane, and within this thylakoid membrane there is photosynthesis takes place. So photosynthesis, there is formation of carbohydrate in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll with the help of water and carbon dioxide. So this process it takes place only in the green plant, and for that there is requirement of the sunlight and chlorophyll. So this chloroplast cell organelle it consists of a green color pigment called as chlorophyll. So this chlorophyll helps in synthesis of food material, that is in the process of photosynthesis. So responsible for the photosynthesis, the trapping of light energy for the synthesis of sugar. So this DNA or in the cell chloroplast and mitochondria, it has its own DNA molecule, that is deoxyribonucleic acid. So within the eukaryotic cell, chloroplast and mitochondria, these are the two cell organelle, it consists of its own DNA molecule. That's why during replication process or during cell division, this DNA molecule which is present inside this chloroplast or in the mitochondria also, this also replicate, because it has its own DNA molecule. So that's why the function of this chloroplast and mitochondria it is autonomous. That's why it is also called as semi-autonomous cell organelle, because it has its own DNA molecule. That's why it is also called as autonomous cell organelle. It contains DNA like mitochondria and is believed to have originated as captured bacterium. So this DNA molecule which is present inside this chloroplast, it is a circular DNA which is present in the bacterium also, and it helps in replication process. So this chloroplast and mitochondria, it is a double membranous cell organelle. It has outer membrane, inner membrane. Inner membrane consists of a matrix or also called as stroma. This stroma it consists of stacks of coin arrangement of the grana, or 4 to 6 granum, they are arranged one above the other, and it form a stack of coin arrangement, and these grana, these are connected with each other with the help of intergrana or also called as stroma lamellae. Other than this, there is presence of some enzymes which are required for the synthesis of the photosynthesis, synthesis of food material, and also there is presence of circular DNA molecule which is responsible for the replication of this DNA molecule. So this is about structure of chloroplast. So main function of this chloroplast to synthesize food material, or it helps in photosynthesis process. Next one, vacuoles. Vacuoles, these are the membrane surrounded bags that contain water and storage material in the plants. So vacuoles, these are bag like structure which is present in the plants. So in the plant cell, vacuoles are present in large number, and size it is large in case of plant cell, In case of animal cell, the structure of this vacuole, it is reduced if it is present, or it is also absent in the animal cell. So these vacuoles helps in the storage material in the plant. It also helps in gaseous exchange in the plant. Next one, structure of nucleus. So nucleus, it is present in the eukaryotic cell. In case of prokaryotic cell, it is previously developed, or it is a simple structure. That's why nucleus, it is not well defined in case of prokaryotic cell. In case of eukaryotic cell, nucleus, it is well defined and structure is very complex. That's why this nucleus which is present inside the cell, it is present in plant cell as well as in animal cell also, and it is also called as governing body of the cell, because cell perform the structural and functional unit of the life, or cell is also called as structural and functional unit of life because nucleus, it is present in the cell. This nucleus governing the cell, or it is also called as governing body of the cell. That's why cell perform the structural and functional unit of the life. So this nucleus which is present inside the cell, it is nothing but the specialized protoplasmic body, much denser than the cytoplasm, and is commonly spherical or oval in the shape. If you observe the diagram, it is spherical or oval in shape, and it always embedded in the cytoplasm. So nucleus always surrounded with the help of cytoplasm. The nucleus universally present in all living cells. In higher plants, single nucleus govern the cell, but plants like algae and fungi, numerous nuclei may be present. In case of lower organisms like bacteria and blue-green algae, true nuclei are absent, but there is corresponding nuclear material, it is present. Nuclei may vary from size from 1 to 50 micron. Usually it is found between 5 and 25 micron, and in case of eukaryotic cell, the structure of nucleus is very complex. In case of higher plants, single nucleus govern the cell, but in case of lower organisms, there are multiple cells present. There is multiple nuclei, it is present in the cell, which govern the organism or which govern the cell. So if you observe the structure of nucleus, you will find that it is spherical or oval in shape. This nucleus, it is covered with nuclear envelope or membrane of the nucleus, it is called as nuclear envelope. There is presence of nuclear pore in between them. Then this nucleus, it consists of nucleoplasm. There is small spherical body, it is present inside this nucleus called as nucleolus, and there is presence of chromatin material, or also called as genetic material. So this nucleus, it consists of nuclear membrane, nucleolus. This nucleolus, it is surrounded with the help of nucleoplasm, which is living fluid inside the nucleus. Then it is surrounded by genetic material called as chromatin, and outer wall of this nucleus, it consists of membrane like structure called as endoplasmic reticulum, This endoplasmic reticulum, it attached with the outer wall of this nuclear envelope or nucleus. This endoplasmic reticulum, it consists of small spherical bodies called as ribosomes. These ribosomes helps in synthesis of the protein. That's why it is called as rough walled endoplasmic reticulum. If this ribosome it is absent in the nucleus, it is known as smooth walled endoplasmic reticulum. So genetic material which is present inside this nucleus, it is known as DNA. So this genetic material, it consists of DNA molecule, that is deoxyribonucleic acid, and this deoxyribonucleic acid, it consists of genes, and genes are nothing but the unit of heredity which inherit from generation to generation, or which inherit from one generation to next generation. So this chromatin material, it consists of genes, and genes store the information regarding the synthesis of protein. That's why this nucleus, it is called as governing body of the cell, because the nucleus consists of genetic material, that is, it is in the form of DNA molecule, and this DNA molecule, it consists of genes. That's why the synthesis of protein, or the information of synthesis of protein, it is situated inside these genes. That's why this nucleus, it is called as governing body of the cell, or cell is also known as structural and functional unit of life, because nucleus, it is present in the cell, and this nucleus gives order to the cell, or it governs to the cell. So each nucleus, it is surrounded by thin transparent membrane called as nuclear membrane, and which separate nucleus from the cytoplasm, and this living fluid which is present inside this nucleus called as nucleoplasm. This chromatin fiber, it is also called as nuclear reticulum or chromatin network, and this chromatin network, it consists of DNA molecule, and DNA molecule consists of genes, and these genes are nothing but the hereditary unit of the life, or which inherit from one generation to another generation. So if you observe the chemical composition of this nucleus, you will find that it is more or less similar to that of cytoplasm, and the nucleus is composed of nucleoprotein, which is made up of phosphorus containing nucleic acid and certain specific type of protein. So all the plants protein consist of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur and phosphorus. So if you observe any chemical component which is present inside the cell, it is made up of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur and phosphorus. So the two important nucleic acid, that is DNA and RNA, these are the two nucleic acid present in the cell, or it is present in the nucleus. So DNA, it is also called as deoxyribonucleic acid, and RNA, it is also called as ribonucleic acid. So DNA occurs in the nuclear reticulum, or it is present in the nucleus, while RNA occurs in the nucleolus, chromosome and cytoplasm. So DNA, it is present in the nucleus, and RNA, it is present in the nucleolus, cytoplasm and chromosome. The nucleus is also consists of some amount of lipid, particularly phospholipid, inorganic salts such as calcium, magnesium, iron, zinc, these are also present in the nucleus. And this DNA and RNA, it consists of double stranded structure, while RNA, it consists of single stranded structure. DNA, it is also called as double helix. RNA, it is present only in the linear form, Then in the DNA there is presence of hydrogen bonding, it is present. This DNA molecule, it is made up of pentose type of sugar molecule. Then phosphoric acid, it is present, and there is presence of purine and pyrimidine bases, or it is also called as nitrogen bases. So it consists of nucleic acid. So this DNA molecule, it consists of pentose type of sugar, then phosphate group is there, and nitrogen bases, these are present in the DNA molecule. So these nitrogen bases, these are purines and pyrimidines. So purines are double ring compound, while pyrimidines are single ring compound. So purines and pyrimidine bases, it is present in the DNA molecule, and this DNA molecule, it is made up of hydrogen bonds in between them. So adenine, thymine, guanine, cytosine, these are the 4 nitrogen bases, it is present in the DNA molecule, while in case of RNA, it is single stranded structure. In the RNA there is adenine, guanine, cytosine, only thymine base, it is replaced with the help of uracil base in the RNA. So this is about the general structure of this DNA and RNA molecule. Next one, cell wall. So cell wall, it is outer covering of the cell. So this cell wall, it is rigid, it is present only in the plant cell. It provides support for the plant cell. So cell wall gives support to the plant cell, and it also helps in maintaining the shape of the cell. So it is present only in the plant cell, it is absent in the animal cell. And the composition of cell wall in the plant, it is made up of cellulose. Next one, similarities between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. So if you observe prokaryotes and eukaryotes, these are chemically and metabolically similar. Both have genetic material, that is DNA molecule. DNA and RNA, it is present in both. Both have cell membrane, both have cytoplasm, then ribosome, it is also present in both the cell. Then nucleic acid, protein, carbohydrate, lipids, these are also present in both the cell. Both use similar reaction for storing energy and metabolic activities, that is for building proteins. So these are some similarities between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. Next one, differences between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. There is, in prokaryotes, no membrane bound nucleus. In eukaryotes there is membrane bound nucleus, it is present. Nucleus, it is present in the form of nucleate in the prokaryotes. In case of eukaryotes, nucleus has nuclear envelope. Then cell wall made up of peptidoglycan in case of prokaryotes, and cell wall, it is made up of cellulose in the eukaryotes. Only in the fungi it is made up of chitin. In case of prokaryotes, no membrane bound organelle is present, like chloroplast, mitochondria, Golgi complex, all these cell organelle, these are absent. In case of eukaryotes, membrane bound cell organelle, these are present. In prokaryotes, pili and fimbriae and flagella, these are present in the cell. In case of eukaryotic cell, they have only cilia and flagella for the movement purpose. In prokaryotes, mucilaginous capsule, it is present. In case of eukaryotes, there is no mucilaginous capsule, it is present. Numerous internal structure present, that is including microtubule, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex, secretory vesicle. Then cell size ranges from 0.5 micrometer to 100 micrometer in case of prokaryotes. In case of eukaryotes, it is present from 10 to 150 micrometer. So these are some differences between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. Other than this, these organisms include in prokaryotes eukaryote and archaebacteria, eubacteria and archaebacteria. In case of eukaryotes, protists, fungi, plants and animal, these are present. Level of organization, it is single cell. In case of eukaryotes, single cell or multicellular organism. Multicellular, usually tissue and organs. Cell size, it is given 1 to 10 micron. Here 1 to 10 to 100 micron. Then in case of prokaryotes, cell wall, it has Murin chemical composition. In case of, or it is made up of peptidoglycan. In case of eukaryotes, it is made up of cell wall, it is made up of cellulose and chitin, absent in the animal cell. Organelles, these are absent, many different ones with specialized function. Organelles, these are present in case of eukaryotes. Metabolism, it is anaerobic and aerobic, it is diverse. In case of eukaryotes, there is only aerobic metabolism occurs. Then genetic material, it is in single circular double stranded DNA, it is present. In case of eukaryotes, there is complex chromosome, usually in pairs, each with single double stranded DNA molecule and associated protein contains nucleus. Mode of division, in case of prokaryotes, binary fission occur called as budding. In case of eukaryotes, cell division, it occurs with the help of mitosis and meiosis by using spindle fiber, and it is followed by cytokinesis. So this is the comparison of prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. Then this is the diagram regarding the body organization of this cell. So starting from cell form, group of cell form tissue, group of tissue form organ, group of organ come together, it form organ system, and organ system connected with each other, it form animal body. So this is protoplasmic grade, then cellular grade, cell tissue grade, this is tissue organ grade, organ system grade. So organelles, phylum Protozoa, cell Porifera, then tissue phylum Coelenterata, organ phylum Platyhelminthes, and higher Metazoa, that is made up of organ system. So this is the body organization of the cell. Thank you.